Well, Nintendo has released the second wave of tracks for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, and this wave is arguably much better than the first one. This wave includes some of the best Mario Kart tracks from the franchise, plus we've got some new additions and also a brand new entry as well. Well, much like the first wave of tracks, Nintendo has added 8 courses via 2 cups, so let's go through those now. First of all, we've got New York Minute. This one is a track from Mario Kart Tour. It includes a bunch of landmarks from New York City. So we've got the New York nightlife plus a jazz soundtrack. We've got Central Park and the neon lights of Broadway. Traditional yellow New York cabs are all over the place. Plus you've got the standard Mario Kart Tour shifting maps. This is a great example of what Mario Kart Tour can provide, even though the real world maps don't quite fit into the Mushroom Kingdom. Well, next up we got a SNES classic with Mario Circuit 3. It's a fairly simple map, but one that's going to trigger plenty of nostalgia from players who sat in front of their TVs with friends and family back in the day. It's pretty much the same as the original course, but when you hold this one up against modern Mario Kart courses, it really shows how far we've come. It's simple, it's fast, just as you remember, it's no frills fun. Well, moving on, we've got another classic Mario Kart map, this one from the N64, with Kalimari Desert. Nintendo has somehow managed to improve on the original, bringing the design up to a modern day standard, so the course stays the same as the original until the second lap, where a ramp takes you onto the famous train tracks. You have to be careful to watch out for the train this time, making sure to avoid it before a final lap back on the desert for a race to the finish. And this one is by far the best course of this DLC for me. Well, next up we've got another good one, and it could be considered one of the best of all time. This one is Waluigi Pinball. Now, it's full of colour, speed and nostalgia once again. Originally a DS course, this track is big in terms of design, making you feel like you're speeding around the course as fast as your kart can take you. This was featured as part of Mario Kart Tour. Arguably, it's the best iteration of Waluigi Pinball that we've seen. It's a non-stop thrill ride from start to finish, and a great end to the first cup. Well, for the next cup we've got Sydney Sprint, so as the name suggests, this one is set in Australia, and is another entry from Mario Kart Tour. Here we speed about the famous Sydney Harbour area, offering up a slightly different experience each lap. It's fairly standard Mario Kart racing here, and we've raced around harbours before in Mario Kart. At the end you fly through the windows of the Opera House, which is a nice touch, and a really great way to kick off the second cup. Well, next up we've got Snowland, so the next track is from the Game Boy Advance version of Mario Kart. We've got a few changes from the original. It's an ice track, so we all know what we're getting into here, slipping and sliding all over the place. You got ice, you got power sliding, and loads of penguins too. Well, next up we've got Mushroom Gorge, so this one was featured in Mario Kart on the Wii. It's one of the better tracks from that game, so it's a welcome addition here. It's a fast course, which isn't easy as it looks with its bouncy toadstool terrain, plus running through the claustrophobic crystal caves. It's great fun and really good to be back on this course. Well, finally we've got Sky High Sunday, which is a brand new track, although it is coming to Mario Kart Tour, and this one reminded me of the food level in Super Mario Odyssey. So we've been here before with Mario Kart when it comes to racing through desserts, and this one does live up to the hype of a new track. And when we first start we fly through a hole in an ice cream cone, plus the decoration of the environments is excellent, it's big, it's colourful and it's really enjoyable. Well, that is it for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 2 DLC tracks. Now, this is much more like it when it comes to classic and new tracks from the Mario Kart team. And to get access to these tracks you're going to need Nintendo Switch Online through the expansion pass, and that now has loads of benefits including Mario Kart 8 DLC, so if you've got that subscription and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, check out the new tracks and give them a try. Nintendo are going to be back sometime later on in the year with Wave 3, although leakers out there seem to have a good idea what's already coming next. Well, that's it for now for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. Hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.